Hello, my name is Hiroto, and today I will be talking about biotechnology for a sustainable planet and focusing on bioplastics. So, plastics are the stable material of modern life. However, the widespread use of various types of plastic products has resulted in serious environmental pollution associated with various health hazards. For instance, this shows the accumulation of plastic waste in the ocean, creating the waste island known as the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. Almost all of the plastic materials used every day are non-environmentally friendly, as they are not biodegradable, they're petroleum-based, and the disposal of such materials is a cause of concern for many countries. This makes bioplastics an urgent solution. So what are bioplastics? Bioplastics can be bio in different ways. So they can be biodegradable, or they can be made of biological materials, either through the metabolic processes of some plants and microbes or through fermentation. So its environmental advantages include that it's renewably sourced, it's recyclable and compostable, it's biocompatible, biodegradable, and it's non-toxic since they break down into non-harmful products during biodegradation. So all of these have the effect of reducing plastic waste. So first I will be talking about the first category of bioplastics, which are the plastics that can be biodegraded by microorganisms. So biodegradable plastics has existed for a while, such as the EcoFlex. However, they present disadvantages such as not having the right properties required for the various applications of plastics. However, biotechnology has improved upon these issues by expanding the types of plastics that can be degraded. So, for example, plastics that can degrade in the ocean have been developed, and scientists are developing more enzymes and microbes that can degrade more types of plastic using symbiotic techniques or genetic and protein engineering. So, in the future, there will be enzymes for each type of plastic, and we can recycle and biodegrade any type of plastic. Moreover, the company Biomass developed this infinite recycling process where enzymes break down polymers into smaller components that can then be used to make plastic again. So unlike the traditional method of recycling, this enzymatic recycling produces high-quality plastic. So this shows this simplified diagram shows its biochemical processes. Moreover, bioplastics is also a common term for plastics that are made of biomass, be it cornstarch, vegetable oils, or fats, or chemicals produced by microbes. So the main goal here is to be able to produce plastic without relying on petroleum. So an example here is the transgenic Arabidopsis thaliana plant, which have been developed through genetic engineering. So scientists transferred a gene from a bacteria into the plant that codes for enzymes that can create biopolymers through the conversion of sunlight into energy. So as a result, this transgenic plant will then create bioplastics through its cellular processes. And after the plant is harvested, this plastic can be extracted using solvents and distillation. So other genetically engineered crops such as soybean and sugar beets have been developed to be used as raw material for bioplastics. So for example, the polyhydroxybutyrate PHB biopolymer producing genes from the bacterium Alkali genus Eutropis. So this gene was transferred to corn, which is often used due to its high efficiency in biomass production. In addition, these PHB producing genes were not only transferred to the corn, but also transferred to E. coli bacterium. So this transgenic E. coli can then accumulate PHB to up to half of their weight, which opens the scope for mass industrial production using E. coli cultures. So this connects to bacterial fermentation, which is a method in which plastics are produced. This often refers to the fermentation of plant biomass, which converts the cellulose from plants to create biopolymers. Today, fermentation is carried out with genetically engineered microorganisms designed for either the conditions under which it takes place or for the specific substance that they're breaking down. So in an example where bacteria is used to create polyesters through fermentation is using Ralstonia eutropha. So this uses the sugar of harvested plants such as corn to fuel their cellular processes. And the byproduct of these cellular processes is a biopolymer, which is then separated from the bacterial cells to create the plastic. Another example is lactic acid fermentation. which is when lactic acid is fermented from sugar in plants using bacteria such as Bifidobacterium bifidum to create lactic acid. So it's very similar to the process explained before. However, this is then converted to polylactic acid through polymerization. So this creates the famous PLA. So we have the molecular structure here, and PLA is very famous because it is one of the most promising biopolymers. And this is because it has a large number of applications, such as healthcare, medical, and even automobile industries. So there are other examples of microbes that naturally produce polymers that we can use as plastics. For example, PHAs are polyesters that are synthesized and stored by various bacteria and archaea. So for example, Cupriavidis necator in their cytoplasm as water-insoluble inclusions. They are produced by culturing the microbes with specific concentrations of nutrients such as nitrogen, phosphorus, sulfur, or oxygen, and then applying excess carbon sources to force the synthesis of PHA. So these were some of the examples of bioplastics that are produced from biomass. So although these bioplastics provide promising solutions, they're still under development. So examples of improvement using biotechnology include for plant-based bioplastics, this includes the development of further transgenic crops with an elevated expression of biopolymer genes, which can make them more affordable. And from micro-based bioplastics, some companies have undergone extensive strain and fermentation optimization, which have allowed them to produce bioplastics such as PHA at an industrial scale. Also, in addition to such genetic and protein engineering, such bioplastics can further be improved focusing on its material properties using biotechnology. So, for example, the mechanical properties and biocompatibility of bioplastics can be changed by blending them, modifying the surface, or combining them with other polymers, enzymes, and inorganic materials. So this makes it possible for a wider range of applications. So the industrial production of biotechnological plastics is still many years away from widespread usage due to its current disadvantages, such as high production costs, the increasing difficulty of accessing raw materials such as sugars due to competition and also because of government quotas, and also excessive land usage for the biomass. However, in the near future, through bio-based technologies, the non-environmentally friendly petroleum-based plastics may be totally replaced by improved versions of bioplastics. So these are the references.